Hello, my Epictastic Nation, the returning and new fans. This is Joshua Drake, and this is going to be my thoughts on Invincible Season 3. No spoilers, don't worry, this is not going to be as long as my review of Season 1 or Season 2. I'm not going to give away a lot of spoilers here. I will mention a few key details, but for the most part, this will be a completely spoiler-free review. So this is created by the same creators as the first two seasons, and you have all the creators, cast, and crew back for this one. I'm not going to go through it. It'll all be in the description box down below. Everything changes as Mark is forced to face his past and face his future, while discovering how much further he needs to go to protect the people he loves. So this season, we pretty much is getting a lot more out of Mark. It feels like a culmination of what season 1 and 2 has been building up with the character of Mark Grayson, while also getting us ready for a new future of Invincible with season 4, 5, or how many seasons they want to do with this. So, going into this season, I was very excited to see another season of Invincible again. My reviews of the first season, the second season, and even Invincible Adam Eve are all on the channel now if you guys want to see those reviews. I'm very happy how those turned out. But going into this season, there was not going to be a mid-season break, because that was one of the biggest frustrations for a lot of us with season 2, was that there was a big break in between. But having seen the season now, I can confidently say this is definitely my favorite season of the show so far. So going into the positives of this, one thing I will say is that, like I said, this feels like the beginning. This feels like a conclusive nature to everything we built up for the first two seasons with Mark getting his powers, having to test his powers. Does he have what it takes to be the hero that he wants to be? And everything here comes to a head here. And this third season, the writing especially has been pretty strong here. The things I really enjoyed here is what they do with the responsibilities of Oliver and him having to be trained. You're seeing Debbie, how she deals with Oliver, and also how she's dealing with her son, Mark, going out there and saving the world. You also get some stuff with Cecil, which I won't spoil, but I will say I did like a lot of what they were going for with Cecil here. Even going all the way off to a crazy finale, which I'll tell you, that finale was pretty crazy and pretty brutal, especially with the villain at hand. Again, I haven't read any of these Invincible comics, but the show kind of makes me want to go read some of these Invincible comics and see how it compares into the show, which I know some people have said a lot of the changes they make to the show is definitely benefits better for the show, but it still is a faithful adaptation. But even going as far as that being the most highest rated episode here, I'll say I think that was actually a very interesting finale, but it was brutal as hell. Even some great character stuff like for Cecil, and you see Rex getting his little redemption arc, which I won't go into detail how they handle that, but it does lead to a pretty emotional ending for that character. That's all I'm gonna say. We also have a little bit of stuff with Nolan here, so which is something he's not in the season a lot, which I was kind of hoping he would be in, but you know what, is more focused on the more important things. Even as going as far this season as to finally give us something they've been building up since season 1, and that is Mark Grayson and Samantha Wilkins, aka Adam Eve, finally being a romantic couple. And that moment is what I was really enjoying the most outside of this whole Invincible war, which is something I very much really like here. Everything that made the show great and just makes it even more wilder, more action is crazy, more intense, more brutal. And the thing I really like about Mark and Adam Eve being a couple of each other here, they bring out the best in each other, and that's the thing I really enjoyed about it. And you could tell that it was nice to have Stephen Young and Gillian Jacobs finally get to have their moments where they finally get to confess their love for each other. I really thought that stuff was actually very interesting here. There's even a lot more stuff where you don't get a lot of time with Alan, the alien, or Nolan, but you know what? We're setting up something big for them in the future. I don't know if it's going to be next season or season 7 or 8 or 6 or season 5, but like I said, all of these seasons, you juggled a lot of characters so far, but a lot of stuff gets a lot of character development, a lot more fleshing out, and each season expands the universe to show how big the world of Invincible really is. What I really enjoy about this season here, I really much liked a lot of what we finally got to see in a lot of things. With Cecil here, the only real issue I will say when it comes to this season so far, which is my only real negative, is that there's a few stakes that by not having the balls to kill off a few characters permanently. Remember when I talked about duplicate? Yeah, that kind of gets undone, but this is fictional, so I'll let it go. It's not like other franchises like Fast and Furious where characters are coming back without some kind of explanation. So never learns a lot, but I do like the backstory. Mark in this season, he just goes, wow, this was crazy. I really enjoyed it. Each episode is still paced very well, but like I said, the finale is where really things really got crazy. The 2-part finale, Conquest, which we're getting to see a lot of the stuff, which this is the few spoilers of. We have a new suit for Invincible, we have Power Flex, we have this Invincible War, and then we have Conquest, which I'll say Jeffrey Dean Morgan just loves playing characters who are this crazy. Think about it. Between Watchmen, you also have Negan from The Walking Dead, and now this. I don't know, it's just something he likes to do, but you know what? I'll say he did a pretty good job here as Conquest. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more of him, because the way the season hints here. Rest of the stuff here, the pacing is really strong here. It does take a while to get going this season, but this season still is able to keep everything in balance. A lot of what we're going on, by the time the show does finally take the speaking point, we're getting a lot more interesting moments here, and it's really good here. The voice acting is still great here by Stephen Young, Gillian Jacobs, all the returning actors from both seasons. Even people like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and some new actors here with Walton description box down below, and Aaron Paul. The action just gets better and better by each episode. The action is still violent and still brutal and such, or it's just extremely violent. And I do like some stuff they do give for more character growth, especially for Adam Eve, which the season finale, they really show how strong of a character and hint back at how badass she has been since I first started watching the series with her show. So Adam Eve, they really do take the time and fully commit there, and that's the thing I really enjoyed about this season overall, is that there's a lot of great character development, but there's also a lot of great moments that they do, and that is what makes the show to me very entertaining to watch. I don't have really too much more to say about this season of Invincible, because again, I want to keep this short compared to my other seasons, but overall, I am very happy with the third season. I'm very happy with the show. None of the seasons I really hated, not even my least favorite season. So it's great to have a show where I like all of the seasons consistently, but also this Adam Eve special. Great characters, more action, more character development, more heartbreak, more intense moments, more brutality, more new characters, and a lot more interesting ways to go. So this season of Invincible is definitely my favorite season, and I'm pretty sure you guys have all been watching it, but if you have not watched season 3, I definitely recommend watching season 3. This is actually a lot of great fun. This is Spider-Verse worthy. I'm giving it my highest grade because this is actually very strong and really solid. It's finally good. I also will say it's a nice change of pace for me to be giving these things my grade again, because I kind of took a break from it, but you know what? Not very epictastic Joshua of me, like, not to announce my grade after I talk about the movie or show. But Invincible Season 3, keep kicking ass. I can't wait for Season 4 next year. Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay epitastic, join the epitasticness, and you guys keep it cool.